All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Let me be the first to remind you to hydrate today and also to keep your phones off at all times during the presentation. Sorry, it took a little while. It's been a while since I streamed myself, and all my software got updated, so all the settings were messed up, and I had to get into that. I know. It's just excuses for poor preparation, but what can I say? In any case, it's a bit random. These streams are always random, aren't they? They're never really planned. I'm gonna have a look at some landscaping progression. Landscaping in this instance means, or in this case means, um, work done to the exterior map. So basically all of this, right? We've made a ton of progress. Um, as you can see by the LOD. I'm not sure when the last time was that you checked out one of these streams. There's a good chance that when you did, the world map looked empty, or at least like it looked like this part right here. No rocks, no nothing. So what we're gonna be doing tonight is we're gonna have a stroll, have a look at the map, just see what's changed, what's improved, and while I do that, you have the pleasure of hearing my voice. And for those who do not like the idea, the sound of that, first of all, I completely agree. So don't you worry about that. You can just mute the stream and watch the video as we go along. If you have questions, please send those on Twitch. And real quick, hell yes. Although Discord seems to be down, so I don't think I can get your latest ESP tonight. But feel free to give it a shot. Yeah, for all the new people who joined us since the teaser trailer a few months back, welcome. We don't do these enough, I will admit that. But goddamn, when we do, we start off right. Look at the view. Some of you might remember this ruin in front of us as Vilverin. I might be butchering the pronunciation, but Vilverin is the first Aelid ruin that most of us explored when we first started Oblivion. And the reason for that is simple, because this is the sewer we came out of, and this is the first thing we saw. Now, it looks a bit different in Skyblivion, of course, but the feeling should be similar. You spend 30 minutes in a dungeon inside, and boom. There we go. Beautiful vistas. Nice sunset. Lush trees. Green grass. Birds chirping. Life is good. Since I didn't prepare anything for the stream, we have this guy. Quickly gonna give him a face. Of course, Imperial. Let's take the guy from Game of Thrones. Call him Kalius and call it a day. There we go. I did prepare some weapons and armor. At least there's that. Also, for funsies, yes, I just used funsies, non-ironically. I wanted to show you this. So this is the... no, that's not really a good example. I was going to say this is the converted Oblivion armor from the original game, but that's not really the case now, is it? That's ours. I was going to say I'm going to compare the two. But I forgot we actually replaced the armor in-game. My bad. Although, this is fun about game development. Look at the boots. They are what you would call broken. Luckily, though, we can cover the mistakes with steel. No biggie. Actually, I like the steel armor myself. I like it a lot, actually. Might as well rock that. Or... oh, that's intense. Of course, every warrior needs a cool weapon, right? Like a signature weapon. These are some of the weapons we remade. Some of the unique ones, anyway. Apotheosis, the Akaviri's Thunderblade, which is actually really cool. Favorite that. Blackwater Blade, also very cool. You got your regular ebony. The mace is probably my favorite of the set. Very cool. Battle axe, like, oh, for warriors, for people who like two-handed, this is a fucking dream come true. For some reason, I really like our iron bow. It's super simple. Super nice though. I used super twice, and I don't think it's enough. It's super. Oh, Northwind, fucking treasure. And actually, I forgot one. Here. There we go. Hey. If you have questions, by the way, please ask them on Twitch. I don't have a second monitor with me, so I'm reading the chat off of my phone right now. So yeah, really sorry about that, but until I get a new monitor or second monitor, that's not going to change anytime soon. I thought it might be fun to actually check out Vilverin. Used to be a mud crab, right? Over, yeah. Oh, I gave myself arrows of ember. I see someone asking, are there monsters yet? Well, for starters, we have a Cyrodiilic mud crab, which looks very different from your regular mud crab. Can't seem to drag it though. A second enemy would be... if we can find them. There we go. The Cyrodiilic slaughterfish, which are very different from the ones we've seen in Skyrim. But in my opinion, a lot better. The Umbra set doesn't have unique meshes yet, but we have a really cool armor set that we have pretty much ready to go. That we can use for Umbra. It's just, it hasn't been implemented yet. Talking about creatures, well, it's not really fair to call them creatures, but some enemies we do have in the game right now. Right around the corner here. You might remember the little bandit camp outside Vilverin. There we go. Oh, totally fucked that up. This is the hard part about playing Skyblivion for me. It's, you have so many nice weapons to choose from. It's really a shame. Oh. Poor guy. Also, for some reason, I'm still holding the bow. That looks pretty good. I'm using it as a shield, actually. Look at that. Not sure how effective that would be, but cool nonetheless. I'm not gonna complain. Are Radiant NPC conversations something we can recreate in Skyblivion? Good question. We're trying. I think that's the best answer I can give right now. I can't say no, I can't say yes, I can say it might be in the game. It's something that's being converted, as we call it. Whether or not it will work is unsure at this point in time. How's the sword looking? I'll bring it up for you. We're not using an EMB, by the way. There's no post effects. Everything you see is, well, as it looks in game.
Is someone there?
That's a question we often get asked. So no, there's no EMB. Also, oh fuck, I always use the wrong one. Fucking hate this. Yes, thank you. The textures were made by Clarence, our texture lead. Just gonna table this real quick. Oh. One thing though, our character is level 1. So our sneak is pretty bad. All our skills are pretty bad. I did just face punch him. I think my character, I don't know what he's thinking. He thinks he's too badass to use a sword, I guess. Just punches people to death instead. I'm not quite sure what this is. I think these are supposed to be cobwebs. Yeah, I agree. Swords are for the weak. How many cities are completed? That really depends on your definition of completed. All our cities are... Do you guys know what an MVP is? Minimal viable product. All our cities currently... all our cities currently are in MVP condition. Like, everything is there. But we're not quite satisfied with the quality yet. Ow. I totally forgot I'm using God mode. Whoops. So yeah, all our cities are complete content-wise, but we want to do a bit more work. Like, we want to make them a little bit bigger, a bit more cluttered, a bit more detailed. Just add more stuff to it. Not for the sake of adding stuff, but to make the cities look more lived in. But cities are not a priority for us at the moment. We're focusing on the exterior world map and then doing cities after, because that's a relatively small job. The reason why I left the dungeon, by the way, is because it's kind of nutty to check out the inside of this alien ruin. You can also be checking out the outside of Cyrodiil, right? Doesn't make much sense. Not sure which way to go. Actually, I'll let you guys decide. To the right, we're gonna go to Blackwood, which is a swamp-like area. Gonna circle around the Imperial City, go through the Nibbin area, and then head down into Blackwood, or we can go through Breville. It kind of depends. Or we can go follow the Orange Road to Coral, and then into the Highlands, Skingrad, Gavach, and the Gold Coast. I'm getting very... Okay. Check my Twitch messages. Oh, dude. Okay, 1 second. I got a message from one of our lovely developers. And ignore that. Guessing it's a plugin. And it is, of course. Okay. Here's what we'll do. We'll follow the Orange Road because I'm feeling like there's more lefts than rights in this case. And then a little bit later this stream, we'll check out Blackwood regardless. All right. So we'll do both eventually. All right, you do that, man. Question. Did you mention you were working on a small DLC mod, and what's the status on that? It's done. One of our first content, like one of our first Skyblivion mods will be releasing. Going to be this. The steel armor set. I was actually planning on releasing it tomorrow, but I need someone to help me out with the Bethesda.net release. And then we also have a weapon mod, which is Rend. This blade right here. It's a short sword from Oblivion. Pretty cool. I'll show it real quick. It's like the size is between that of a dagger and a regular sword. That's kind of the idea with the swords. Sword. There's a little story tied into the weapon and armor and how to get them. But I won't spoil that for now. You'll find out. The idea with Skyblivion is that we'll release the base game first, and then work on DLC after. Since it's a priority to just get the base game out, and although working on the DLC is a lot of fun, we have a lot of work on our hands as it is. So, kind of have to focus, right? And right now the focus is the main game. Yes, you will be able to use the original voice acting. Oh no, I don't want to kill the dog. Okay, cool. All right. I'm not sure where she went, but she's dead. Okay. Nice. Are you alone? Okay. The idea for us is to I'm replying to a question on Twitch. So, Shivering Isles is one of the best DLC. Oh, or Elder Scrolls game, just of all time, essentially. Ignore the Dog, I think they're called in Skyrim. It's called an imp here, but that's the way we use placeholders. So we use a Skyrim creature as a placeholder until we remake the creature ourselves. So, anyway, the Shivering Isles DLC is one of the best DLC in Elder Scrolls, in my opinion, all of gaming so far, anyway. And the idea for us is that after we release the main game, we will be able to use all the experience we've gained from working on Skyblivion and pour it all into the Shivering Isles and make something insane. Just like, well, the DLC itself. I mean, it's all about madness and sheer Gorath, so yeah, it should be fun. Also, this is kind of interesting. Do you notice how empty? Okay. Do you notice how empty this area is and how overgrown it is and how it looks bad? Essentially, that's because this area is in between two claims. So the way we work in Skyblivion is we divide the map up into parts. So a landscaper works on this area, the Jarl Mountains. Someone works on the Colovian Highlands. Someone works on the Great Forest. Someone works on this part, which is called the Heartlands. And in between we leave a gap, basically, empty space, so that one of the landscapers working on these two areas will be able to stitch it together, like you're sewing a dress together or curtains, whatever. So that's why we will come across a few of these spots in the map, which are surrounded to the right and to the left by more detailed looking areas. Is because those are going to be stitched together later down the line. Will this be a total conversion like Andorol or one map like Skyrim? It's I would say it's neither. It's like a massive DLC. It's like the Dragonborn DLC for Skyrim, which also took place in a different world space. It has its own story, its own characters. It's completely separated from Skyrim. Are you using any other mod at all? The only mod I'm using is the one to put all this shit on my back, which is called I Equip, I think. Essentially, any weapon that you favorite will be equipped to your character. That's the only mod I'm using. The rest is all just Skyblivion. There's no weather mods, except for, you know, Skyblivion's weathers. Just gonna go ahead and sonic through this area because it's a bit boring. And also, we didn't work on that area yet, so... Yeah, this is more like it. Whoops. We'll have a quick look at Way, and then we'll move on into the Great Forest and Coral. So this is the settlement of Way. In original Oblivion, Way was just the inn and the little house down there. What we did is we thought it would make sense for a way to actually be like a proper village, like a proper settlement. Like it's right outside the city gates. You have your market district just down the road. So it would make sense for more people to be living here. So there's now not only the inn, but you also have a blacksmith over there, a different inn, a little marketplace, farm, and down by the water a lumber mill. Because one of the things that we tried to do with Skyblivion is to make the world more believable, add more settlements, add more locations to discover. Is there going to be an aurora borealis at nighttime? Yes, but only in one part of the map, which is the one close to Skyrim. Above this area, you'll be able to see the aurora. The idea is that you can see the aurora because it's something that's unique to Skyrim. The borealis. So you'll only be able to see it in this part of the map. Not in its totality either. It'll only be like a part of it that you'll be able to see. I might be able to show it off later, this stream. Do we plan on making a paper map? We have considered it, yeah. And all I can say is that we might. No promise. Also something that's kind of unique to Skyblivion, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, just unique, is that we replace things as we go along. So for instance, you can see our new forts right here, which use 4K textures, and then the ones from Oblivion side by side. Because just like with the creatures, we use them as placeholders, right? So we know what still needs to be done. In this case, this part of the fort is done, the pillars are not. That's kind of how we do things around here. It has its issues, I'm not gonna lie. But in this case it's better, I'd say. Is this wolf invisible? Or... oh no, it's not. Fuck. If Bethesda were to offer you help to finish the project in exchange for making it their own project or their own for the price of a new game, would you do it? I think maybe yes, because it would be a great way for us to actually focus on this project full time. But first of all, that's never gonna happen, right? It's a funny what if scenario, but that's never ever going to be an offer that's actually going to be on the table. But I think it would be neat because we will be able to continue this project full time, and all of a sudden would have a lot more resources to make ideas happen that for now we just have to shelf, right? I don't think it's a bad idea. Like, if Bethesda was to do a remaster, they should be able to sell it. I mean, it's their right. Although I think it would be wrong to charge full price for it. Like 60 euros is probably not a good deal, since the game has already been out and it's a remaster, not a new game. Will the HUD from Oblivion get ported, or do we keep the Skyrim HUD? Neither. Porting the HUD is not something that you want to do. First of all, that doesn't translate well at all. But we have designed our own UI, inspired by Oblivion, of course, which looks fantastic. And we actually hope to have it implemented by the end of the year. If we're able to make it, time will... Whoa. Oh. What the f... Stay back, demon spawn! Okay. Interesting. Let that be a lesson, kids. This is what drugs does to you, alright? This woman has probably been high on skooma, moon sugar, who knows? Drugs are bad. Exhibit A. Okay, well, moving on. I mean, to be fair, we are remaking a Bethesda game, right? So if there's not going to be bugs, then we're not doing it right. Plus, we got Daedric gates spawning all over the place. Is that really going to be the weirdest thing you see today? I think not. I think we'll see something stranger somewhere this stream. Maybe. Remember how earlier I was talking about exploration and adding more content to the game, how that's one of Skyblivion's goals? Well, one of the things I personally really like about open world RPGs is treasure hunting. Look, there's treasure. Something we try to do in our environments, or the landscapers try to do anyway, is add little hidden bits and bobs. And in this case, it's a chest, but it can also be like a little hideout with drugs, like skooma or moon sugar, that you can sell for a high price. But the idea is that this encourages the player to explore every nook and cranny. If that's your thing. If you don't really care about that kind of stuff, you'll be able to move on. But for those like me who want to explore, it's a very cool incentive to reward people who look around, right? Check their surroundings. And this is just a very, very simple example. We have some really cool stuff in the game right now. Actually, one of the people in Twitch chat, by the name of Skyblivion D, works on Blackwood. During the last stream I was part of, we actually tried to look for one of his little hidden treasures, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, in a place like Blackwood, you're really able to hide treasure properly. Like there's a lot of water that you can put things underneath. But exploring also has its risks, especially in Blackwood. You might get chopped on by a slaughterfish or two. Which is not good. With all the new elements or settlements you're adding, I assume you'll be adding generic NPCs to them, such as farmer or citizen. Will you be adding these to cities to make them more believable, and will you be adding random encounters from Skyrim? For example, a group of Daedra attacking travelers on the road. Yeah, definitely. That's something that we want to do. We'll have to see in time how these things pan out, but yeah. How are we going to approach the cities? Oblivion cities were generally way bigger. See, the reason why a lot of modded cities are laggy is because people plop down assets like there's no tomorrow. But there's a thing called optimization, right? And optimization is something that we at the Skyblivion team take very seriously. All right, we believe that not optimizing your game is a violation of law, and what happens when you violate the law? You pay with your blood. So, we don't do that. Very simple. We play by the rules. When you play by the rules, you get good-looking cities, which are big, full of stuff, and also very friendly to your GPU. So yeah, when the game comes out and you have a laggy city, you can quote me on this, and I will blame your computer. I will blame other mods you have installed, and I will not take the blame myself, alright? I will not take responsibility. No chance. How big is the team? It's a funny question, because what do you want to do with the answer? Like, technically our team is 100 people big, right? But these 100 people, they don't work full time in the mod. Like, I think on a weekly basis we have 10 people working on this. Only 10 from the 100, because the rest of them, they have jobs, and then once it is weekend, they can maybe squeeze in an hour of work, while others, such as myself, have no personal life and dedicate all their time to the project. That's not really true, but some of us put a lot more time and effort into the project than others, and that's fine, because not all of us have families to take care of or a full-time job, right? So, I mean, yeah, again, technically there's 100 people in the team. But if I could get, like, 4 Dekis or 4 Lorixes and 10 Spyroses, this project will be done in maybe a few months. But yeah, we don't. So, but it's cool because, you know, in Skyblivion, like in our team, we have such a wide range of people. Like, we're so diverse, and that makes working with these people fantastic. Like, earlier today, I was in just a general chat that we like to do every now and then, where we just join a voice channel on Discord and talk while we work on the project, right? And I was talking to a guy from Finland. I was talking to a guy from the United States, and to a guy from Thailand. And I think that's pretty cool. Like, we're from complete opposite sides of the world. Like, I myself, I'm from the Netherlands. I'm from Europe, I guess. The big country of Europe, right? Because that's a thing. And we all live in very different countries, have very different, I guess, morals to some extent, brought up in a very different way, but we all love video games, and we all love working on the project, because that's the only payment we have at Skyblivion. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. And I think that's something that makes this project pretty special. And it doesn't matter if you work on the project like an hour a day, or an hour a week, or even an hour a month. What matters is that at the end of the day, all these little helpers, just like with Santa, create one big, awesome thing. And we do that together. After Skyblivion, do you plan new projects? I would love to work on a full-fledged game, yeah. And this can either be an indie game that I'll start myself or start with some of the developers. Or maybe I'll be lucky and I find a job in the gaming industry, I don't know. But I would definitely like to work on more games. But I'd also like to have dinner and have a roof above my head. So it's kind of... I can do another Skyblivion project, I'll tell you that much. Because we don't get paid, and yeah, you can only do that for so long. What's your full-time job? I currently work at a media company who produces a lot of TV shows in the Netherlands. It sounds more interesting than it is, honestly. It might work for Skyrim VR, but I have no VR headset, so I have no way of testing it, and it's too early to tell anyway, so. You guys remember this place? Pretty good, eh? Oh no, there's a missing mesh.
It's wearing a dangerous spell.
That spell looks dangerous. Keep your distance.
Not that dangerous.
It's wearing a dangerous spell.
That spell looks dangerous.
Ah, Lurex, you just missed me talking about you. Will you be remaking Oblivion's hairstyles? Maybe. But it's one of those things that we like to... Or I like to say... feature creep. Which essentially means... Is it a feature that's vital to the game? Or is it something that we could work on that could only further delay the development cycle of Skyblivion without really adding that much? You be the judge. Also, Lorex, while you're here, is this supposed to be here? Wasn't this supposed to be a bit brighter? I thought in the latest merge this stuff would be a bit more vibrant green. Any tips for applying to coding? Know your shit. Yeah, coding is a very difficult department for us. The learning curve, difficult. We have included a small little test. If you look at the volunteer form. For coders to check out. So if you can finish the test, then we might be able to have a talk. Oh. Use a different weapon at the very least. Another katana, why not? Oh, by the way, the reason why the NPCs aren't fighting back is because I forgot to enable navmesh, which basically tells the NPCs where they are and where I am. It allows them to navigate through the map. So that's a bit of a mistake on my end. But I think most of you are here for the scenery, right? Not the fights. That should be no problem. No, it wasn't the shadows. It was pretty dark all over. But it's not a problem. It's something we can figure out later. Also, we were talking earlier today with about the Highlands, how this is using Skyrim textures. It's not. I don't know if ClefJ knows that, but these rock textures, at least, they're new. This is new. There's no Skyrim texture here, as far as I know. Can we show Anvil? We're walking towards Anvil right now. It's gonna take a little bit, but we'll get there eventually. I can speed this part up a little. Oh. Okay, people who get seasick easily might want to look away for a little bit. This shit might make you nauseous. New Sonic movie or Sonic game plays weird. There we go. Is this what I wanted to show? Did I miss it? Yeah, I missed. Oh well. I wanted to show you guys. Actually, what I still can't. I'll backtrack a little bit. Look. Okay. We were talking earlier about how we want to make exploring fun, right? And rewarding. I think this is one of the locations it's really hard to find. But there should be a chest around here somewhere. So let's see if we can find it. I actually forgot. I know I found chests in the past while looking at the area, reviewing it. Totally forgot where though. You know what? You guys are just gonna have to take my word for it. There's a chest hidden here somewhere. As soon as the game releases, I would like to see you guys up here. Take a little screenshot and tweet it at me. My Twitter handle's at Rebelzize. And just let me know that you were the better person, right? You were the better explorer. I didn't find it, you did. Oh, fuck. Not nice. Are we going to include music from Skyrim as well? Ideally, no. I mean, we're not taking the music out. It's just not going to be playing in the overworld of Cyrodiil. Because it's not Skyrim. What feature from Oblivion do you have implemented, and what features can't you implement? Interesting features are underwater combat. Things we cannot do. Maybe radiant conversations. Maybe Oblivion's what do you call, like, the speech minigame? No, we're not gonna make Skyrim music an option because it doesn't. It's not something that we want. Like we're remaking Oblivion. It's the whole point. But the thing is with Skyblivion, it can be modded just like Skyrim. So if people want Skyrim music in the game, such as yourself, it's very easy to mod it in. And then once someone does that, it'll be uploaded to the Nexus, and bada bing, bada boom. A bunch of people will be enjoying Skyrim music in Gyarados instead of. You say that. Oh, right there. Okay. Let me climb up there, right? There we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Could you show Chaden Hall? Maybe later. The work's going great. We actually have a big meeting next weekend. Work on Quest will continue starting next weekend, which is one of the things that will be discussed. Why are you angry with me? And yeah, generally progress is good. Something we can always use though, like we always need 3D artists. We always need people who can work on recreating assets. Simple as that. Is there any mostly done biome that we can see? Yeah, the area we're walking through right now is mostly done. It's the Clovian Highlands. And we'll go to the Gold Coast next, which is also very close to being done. And we'll head to Skingrad right now. It's not really done. The the West Weld, but it's pretty easy on the eyes. Okay. I agree. There we go. I'm getting a little sick and tired of the fog. This is a more high fantasy area of the map, which has a lot of color and lush greens. It's still a bit rough, but you get the general idea. Are we implementing small DLC? Some, but not all. It all depends on how much time it takes to work on those. I think you guys remember this place, right? Can I get an early copy? I have a YouTube channel with 57 subscribers. Yes, but no. Oh, actually, yeah. If people on here are content creators and you're interested in making a video about Skyblivion, because I do get this question every now and then in my inbox, you're of course free to do so. If you make a video on a project, you're free to use our footage. I'm not gonna copyright strike you. I've been asked to do interviews. I can't do them all. I do one when I can. I've done a few in the past. But I can write stuff down. That's something I can fairly easily do. Like a voice chat is a bit harder for me, and I hope you do understand that. But if you want to make a video about the project, we definitely do encourage that. We might even, like, depending on how much we like it, share it on our YouTube channel, social media. That's all fine and good. So, just an FYI. Okay, bye guys. See you later. Will horse armor be free? Yeah, of course, everything will be free. I think we have to get around the other way. So what would your indie game be? That's the secret. I've actually oh yeah, I'll no, I can't say. Let's just say there's an idea. And every now and then when I get some free time, I like to write about that idea. For that idea. Flesh it out a little bit. Oh yeah, dude. Someone asked if I got the new card. I totally did. Yeah, back when that happened, I kind of I lost my cool big time. I didn't quit the project, by the way, guys. I took a little break. I told everyone I needed some time off. That was all that happened. It wasn't that dramatic. But it did fuck me up pretty well. It was just another setback in a series of setbacks, and it was just a bit too much, right? But it was incredibly humbling to come back and reading all those messages. Because I intentionally just disabled social media and logged out of Discord for a while, and then I came back to all that, which was insane to say the least. And yeah, no, I definitely got that. The guy who organized it all, Clearance, very good dude, and of course the rest, like the people who helped. I think Lorax streamed, DK streamed, Ludist. So but it's honestly it's. I think it's my fondest memory of gaming, like of my quote-unquote gaming career. It's the most amazing thing that ever happened to me in correlation to video games. Yeah. It was a very shitty thing with a very happy ending. And not so much because I got something similar or even better to the card I was supposed to get, but it's kind of the idea behind it. And not to be too cheesy, but because of like all the love and support, right? I think that was kind of special, so. Not if I kill you first. By the way, for the people watching, we have a Facebook channel, Twitter page, Instagram, Reddit, and a Discord server. And all that information can be found in the description of the YouTube stream, or if you scroll down on the Twitch stream. Or if you're on mobile, go to the info tab. Can you not? Trying to... Thank you. So yeah, to continue my pitch, if you want to follow the project on social media, those would be the go-to channels. So definitely have a look. We post screenshots on there every now and then. Just kind of keep you in the loop a little bit. As we don't do these kinds of streams often enough, in my opinion. It's a nice way to still get updated without having to watch one of these every now and then. Okay, I'm just gonna leave all the bandits behind. I don't care too much about those guys. Will Leowin look more like the original art? I'll leave that question for DKeys. I know he's been working on it recently. Again, we discussed this earlier today. This is one of the transition areas, as I like to call them, which are basically a big mess. And the reason for that is because they are in between two claims. So on the left we have the Gold Coast, and here we have the West Weld and Kvatch, which are two different claims. And in between those claims we have a little part called No Man's Land that we leave open so that someone else can stitch them together later down the road. But if we move a little bit further down, all of a sudden it looks a lot different. It looks a lot more finished, polished, clean. Yet so dirty. I don't know why I said that. We'll just move on. Then it never happened. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gold Coast. Oh, bad puppy. This is the Gold Coast. It's an area that's been worked on, still being worked on by Clef J, who is the department lead for our landscaping department. How cool is that? But yeah, the Gold Coast is probably one of my favorite areas from Oblivion. It has Anvil, which is an awesome city, has a lot of cool quests, and as you can see, it looks a lot different in Skyblivion than it did in Oblivion. That's because Anvil's original design, if you look up some of the original concept art for Oblivion, was completely different from what we actually got in Oblivion. The original design for Anvil was a lot bigger and a lot more unique. It had a very distinct shape, as you can see right here. And it had a bigger port area, so more ships could come in and out of this port for trade, obviously. So we kind of redesigned Anvil to better fit that original concept and original idea. And I think it turned out really well. Looks really cool. Also, guys, again, friendly reminder to stay hydrated, alright? I need to take a sip myself. I'm pretty sure in 10 minutes I really need to take a piss. That's fine. It's all natural. Howdy. But yeah, as I was saying, I really like the Gold Coast area because, at least in the lore, in Elder Scrolls lore, it sounds so great. It sounds like I don't know if you've ever been to the Mediterranean. It's a very cozy area, and that's actually what the Gold Coast was supposed to be like. But due to time constraints and limitations with Oblivion's engine, it got downplayed a little bit. It wasn't as unique or cool as it could be. But I think we do it a bit more justice in Skyblivion. Also, one of the coolest things, I think, about the Gold Coast redesign, I'll grab the free cam for a bit, is that in original Oblivion, the Gold Coast was about this high, about as high as Anvil, Kvatch. So you couldn't really see past all the hills and mountains, and we made it a lot more flat so you can see Kvatch. And actually in the final version of Skyblivion you'll see Kvatch burning. I forgot to enable the plugin that does that. But it's a very cool effect, and essentially it opens up the map a lot more because these hills don't block your vision. We do have the sandstone walls in that direction of the map, which kind of wall off the coast and the area above it. But as soon as you get up there, you can see the entire map. You can look into Cyrodiil, which I think is really cool. But yeah, the weather's a little bit foggy, but can you see how far the eye can reach? That's pretty cool. It's a very simple design philosophy, I guess you can call it, that encourages a lot more exploration. Because you can actually see where you're going. Like from where we are, if this was the first place you came to in Cyrodiil, this was the first thing you saw. You can see all the points of interest. Okay, we have a city with a huge church. Maybe I'll go and explore the city first. But then there's this huge alien ruin. Probably want to head there next. Gavage will be burning in the future, so you'll see the smoke and think, okay, well, that's probably a neat area to go to as well. And then, oh, hey, what's this? There's a huge fort on the cliff over there, right? There's a lot of visual invitations, I guess, to go there or go there. And that's what makes a good open world RPG. Not only the ability to explore and go where you want, but also from a design perspective, give players a reason to move around the map. Like this little scenic area right here. Why is there a 10 on the on this little hill? Because there's someone painting the city, although the painting is currently missing. But it's stuff like that that will make an open world game interesting to explore, right? It's very simple when you say it out loud, but it's something that's, I feel, is often forgotten in the gaming industry. There's a lot of games that could be a lot better if they kept things like these in mind. Anyway, tour is moving on. We're going to be exploring the Gold Coast a little bit. And then we'll have a look at Blackwood, which should probably make DKeys very happy. Will the dungeons be better than in original Oblivion? Yes. We actually have Lorax, who will be leading a interior team soon-ish. Which will redesign a lot of Oblivion's interiors to be more interesting and less mundane and repetitive. How's Quest implementation going? It's going alright. I hope to get some good news next weekend, but we'll see how that goes. Actually, we'll head towards the towards the beach after we kill these skeletons. Can live. Hey there. I really like this area because it makes you feel very small. Megaland, your comment got flagged by the automod, but I enjoyed it. It's funny. Yeah, I'll install the plugin first. Will you adjust the loot pool in the tents? The chests are garbage. Maybe a little bit. Thank you, Jesse. The quests in Skyblivion will be the same as they were in Oblivion because it's a remake. No, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. Sorry, I had to drink a little bit of water. Oh yeah, right. Totally forgot. There's a cool alien ruin up here. A lot of cool stuff in the Gold Coast. Oh, hello. Our scamps are ugly. In a good way, but they're ugly. Okay, I'll let the guy be. The guy's dead. Shit. Does not look like a good way to go. Looks like he died smelling his own shit. Maybe that's how he died, actually. Trying to do dirty things to his nether regions. Why I shouldn't do that. Also a cool little hidden shrine over here. And a work in progress version of such, although work in progress is
Dangerous. Keep your distance.
an overstatement. It's more like a block out. Holy shit, it's already... Yeah, it's getting pretty late where I am. We're gonna have to rush through this a little bit faster. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna install a plugin for the Blackwood region, which is what we'll check out next. I'll leave you with something pretty to look at. Although it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna turn off the game for a sec anyway. Okay. Do this. Hope you had a good look. I hope you enjoyed the Gold Coast. I'll very quickly install plugin, and then we'll have liftoff. Okay, install the plugin. And enabled. There we go. Okay, we're back. Don't you worry. If you want the screenshots for your wallpaper or the concept art, you can find it on our website. Yeah, Patriots. Yeah, it looks like your bot, like the bot is removing your comments because you're saying naughty words, and you shouldn't do that. Can't say shit. That's a shitty thing to do. All right. Is Anvil an open city? I noticed there's no barrier to the inner bay. Actually, that was a an issue with the LOD. There's a water gate there, which didn't load in. So it's not an open city. There's still a loading screen, but the thing is that because we have a loading screen, because the city is not open, we're able to put a lot more content, I guess, in there, like a lot more clutter, make it a lot more detailed, because it doesn't have to be loaded into the world space itself. So it's a bit more optimized that way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at Blackwood. Blackwood is a marsh slash swamp-like area that can be found in the south side of Cyrodiil, southern part of Cyrodiil. It's connected to what is it, like, it's connected to Black Marsh that I do know, and either elsewhere or the country of the wood elves. What is it again? We'll just go ahead and say it's elsewhere. Now, because Blackwood is a part of a swamp or a marsh, still not quite sure. It's very flat. It's a lot flatter than it was in Oblivion, because in Oblivion, Blackwood was very hilly, with a lot of hills for some reason. Here it isn't. It's very flat, and because it's flat, it has a lot of water, a lot of puddles, a lot of trees as well. The thing is, though, with this water is that it's very dark, very hard to see what's beneath you. So I would advise staying on the roads, because some puddles are deeper than others, and you don't know what's swimming in the waters below. Might get you killed. Hello. Yes. You too. And I know I'm totally ignoring my own advice. Yeah, we do have underwater combat. I don't have anything installed that adds that currently, but it's definitely a mechanic that we have supported. Okay, I do remember there being islands with a shovel. It's probably not this one, because I would have remembered the missing textures on this one. There we go. All right. So I'm just gonna repeat myself for the third or fourth time today. In this Skyblivion team, we like to include little hidden treasures, right? We like to add things for you to find, but only for the people who explore every nook and cranny of the game. Now, if you look at this little island right here, let me recam. Oops. It doesn't look too special. It looks like any other islands. There's a little tree. There's a ton of water around it. But this little shovel, for instance, is a good visual cue that there's something else, right? Something like a chest, maybe? What? What? Free loots? Skooma? Oh my god. Yeah, so that's just a friendly reminder to all the explorers out there to give it your best, alright? You never know what you're gonna find. It probably was because I mean, I don't like to generalize, okay? I'm not that kind of guy, but it probably was because I'm not gonna lie. Gajit Escuma. If you have. What's this guy doing? Any part in particular you want me to have a look at, D, or can I just walk around? Whoops, totally didn't hit the mic there. This is a more recent area that was worked on, also because we have all these cool new trees. Oh, looks really cool. Very eerie looking. Not sure what we're gonna do here as far as enemies go. But we can probably have like a cool little boss fight. Oh no. That is too low, I can't get in. Oh well. Very thing. Oh yeah, the waterfall, Blackwatch. Gotcha. Like this, by the way. I'll turn off Sonic mode for a sec, and we'll just walk through this area like a normal person. Also, what you're seeing right now is trees popping in and out. I'm sorry about that. I've been talking too much. My throat gets dry. Anyway, you see all these trees popping in and out, and it's because they don't have what we call LOD yet. So because trees are rendered from a distance, but we don't want to render them from all across the map, we use basically flat 2D images for the trees in the back, and then 3D models for trees that are like within, let's say, 100 meters. We don't have the LOD set up yet or generated, so they will just kind of pop in and out of existence in front of you and behind you. Ooh, more treasure. This one likes Kuma. Makes him feel funny. So the interesting thing about this area is you can see it's been burned to a crisp, right? There's all this natural gas in the air. You can see it like right in front of me. If we equip a torch right now. Oh fuck, okay, that actually scared me. I thought it wasn't working. Okay, that actually scared me a little bit, not gonna lie. So when you're walking around this area by night and you have a torch in your hand, you're gonna get toast. I'm using God mode, alright, so I'm fine. Same with spells. If you're fighting an enemy in here, looks like a prisoner got burned to crisp as well. But yeah, if you use fire in this area, you're fucked. Don't do that. It's hard to see as well. Anyway, beyond all the fire, we have the Blackwatch border gate. We have a bunch of border gates in Skyblivion that fend off, that wall off Cyrodiil from neighboring provinces. In this case, Blackwood. As you can see, the border gate is literally falling apart. There seem to be a few assets missing here. But yeah, the border gate is falling apart. It's not well maintained at all. There's, as you can see, mud crabs invading Cyrodiil as we speak. It's not doing well. And as such, you're able to just walk in. And explore a little bit of Blackwood. But also find this beautiful, beautiful waterfall. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna see if there's anything. But this, yeah, this waterfall, or this area, is actually worked on by DKeys, who is in our Twitch chat. It looks fantastic. It really does. Also, nice touch is how you can see the pine trees up there because of the elevation. Very nice. But yeah, this is actually, that's been added fairly recently, because as of a few months ago, this area was closed off. Like the border gate was closed, and that was it. And now we have this entire area here, which I think is very neat. I wish there was a hidey hole behind the waterfall. I mean, in Holland we have a saying, wat niet is, kan nog komen, which basically means that which hasn't happened can still happen. It's still being worked on, so I'm sure DKeys has some cool ideas himself about the area. Looks like the weather is changing. Skyblivion and, of course, Cyrodiil specifically has a lot of different weather types. Blackwood can be cleared, but usually it's covered in clouds and fog and rain, of course. Yeah, we're gonna go a little bit further, and then I'm probably gonna go to the Nibbin area and call it a night. Because it is getting late. I hope you enjoyed this, because I just spent my entire Saturday evening walking you guys through this, so I hope it wasn't in vain. Also, while you're at it, definitely have a look at our social media pages. It's in the description of the stream on YouTube, or if you scroll down on Twitch, you'll see a bunch of buttons with names on it. I wish I could do stuff for this, like, or stuff for Skywind as well, similar to this. But oh well. This is also a pretty cool alien ruin. No, the road textures are not final. We actually have new road meshes that are partially completed. Hopefully we'll have more soon. The textures are just a placeholder to kind of mark the main roads right now. They'll be replaced with actual meshes, which will not be as bright. Aria, thank you. Take a look. Kleine wereld, hè? Kleine wereld. Sorry, just speaking Dutch to someone in chat who didn't know I was Dutch. I was actually playing a game earlier today, and I met a guy from South Africa, from Cape Town. And I speak a bit of South African. And he was very surprised to hear that I was Dutch and not American. So one thing that this project has done, it has killed, absolutely murdered my Dutch accent. My fellow kinsmen, they don't recognize me anymore. Okay, I see a shovel, but where's the treasure, huh? Ah, there it is. Never have enough gold. Zeker en vast, hè? We'll just leave those guys be for now. And as Blackwood gets absorbed by rainfall and clouds, we'll slowly head to the Nibbin, which is not a lovely area. Over in this direction, actually. Which another landscaper is working on. And I actually haven't checked out for a little bit. So the landscaper working on this area is called Ollie, by the way. That's his online handle. Oh, cool. New house. Alright. Also, D, any particular areas you used limestone? I'd like to see how that works in action. I saw a few areas, but I think I saw you use a lot more in status updates earlier. We'll leave MMA for what it is. Yeah, I'm just rushing through this area in particular because it hasn't been worked on much. And I don't have all night because I already spent all night on this. No, I don't think I'm gonna fight you guys. I'm just gonna... Sleep? No. Okay. In that case, we'll just fake sleep. Boop. It's kind of nice out. It's foggy. Oh, I can't get out. Oh no. Yo. Any news on the Oblivion gates? Still pretty hellish. Bye. Oh, I'm not gonna leave the stream just yet. I'm not gonna call it a night yet. We'll have a little bit more to look at, and then I'll quietly leave you guys to it. I don't know if anyone else wants to pick up the stream from the dev team. Also, for some reason, I'm getting really bad performance. 30 FPS when I look in that direction. Probably something we have to look into. Seems to be a bug because performance is amazing across the board except for here. Ooh, even getting sub 30s. What? Anything to do with grasses? No. Very weird. No, because the last few times I didn't have these performance issues, even with streaming. Also, Lorix, these were the oak trees I was talking about. I thought it'd be nice to use these kind of around coral. Because they look a lot more... How do I say this? Friendly, maybe? A lot more calm, right? If we use those around the city and then transition into the more like twisted oak trees of the forest, of the ancient forest, I think it would be nice. By the old gods and I think that would be nice. Also, should we maybe have something similar to that at the at like the outskirts of the ancient oak forest? Because like the old oaks would be like spread out from the middle, right? But then as you go further to the outer parts of the forest, it'll be younger saplings and different kinds of trees. Like currently we have like a hard board, like it's oak trees or like the ancient oaks. Might be good to have a little bit of a buffer, like on the outskirts have some more vanilla looking oaks. My god, there's so much grass. Can't stand it. Crackswood Cave. Thank you, I'll pass. Not as fun as it's cracked up to be. Alright, guys. Okay. I do getting tired. When I get tired, I say stupid things, like these jokes that aren't funny. Don't blame me, blame the lack of sleep, alright? Okay, this is a nice segue into like the final part of the stream. We circled around and came back to the Heartlands, which is the area surrounding the Imperial City. Also, hello and goodbye. I know it's only 11 o'clock, but I'm getting old. Plus, I like to get up really early to talk to a few of the people who are in different time zones in the team. There she is. The crown jewel of the Empire. I'm not old. I feel old. Like I'm old on the inside, not the outside. Yeah, I think you and DKeys have the most fucked up sleeping patterns I've ever seen. You're not 16 anymore. No. No, we're way past that. This project won't take a lot out of you. Take everything. I wouldn't say a lot. Okay, and we are back where we started. Great. Something cool, actually. It's because from here you can see a lot of the map. A lot of cool places. Some that we haven't visited today. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being old. One of our biggest fans is Shirley Curry. She is 84 years old, 85 years old, I think. And she is the nicest lady I've ever met. Oh yeah, Gopher, also someone who follows projects. And someone who's a... Oh, he's not old. Depends on your definition of old. Also depends on how old you are. Anyway, I really hope that you guys enjoyed the show today. I hope that I answered enough of your questions. If I missed it, feel free to ask. I wanted to say on Twitter, but I'd rather not have my Twitter feed be all cluttered by questions. So just keep the question for next time. Maybe I'll answer it then. Also, actually, the best place to answer or to ask questions and for us to answer them is our Discord channel, which is discord.gg/Skyblivion. There's also links in the description. And yeah, just a general reminder to always follow us on social media. We have a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, a Reddit account, all that good stuff. You can stalk us there, and we'll update you when we have something. Really? Kind of ruining everything. Rude. But yeah, have a good night. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I hope you will stay around. Follow us next time. Yeah. I'll play some outro music. I'll play one of our new songs for the soundtrack. And I'll be in chat for a little bit longer. Oh, actually, we should find someone to raid. I'll have a look at that real quick. Let's see, for the people on Twitch, stick around. There's 250 of you, 260 even. If you are on YouTube, first of all, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Second of all, join us on Twitch, because we're going to be raiding someone who has a very small channel and probably isn't expecting any of this. And that's always fun to watch, isn't it? Oh yeah, I think we found just a guy. Let's make this dude's day. He has 2 viewers right now on Twitch. So again, YouTubers, please join us, alright? It's a nice way to end tonight's stream. Do something nice for someone else. Definitely keep hoping, Trigger. Definitely do that. Why Clockwork? Auf Wiedersehen. Buffered. No, the stream is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. But if you use the code Skyblivion, you will get 10,000 silver. For a limited time only. Okay. I think we're ready. Thank you as always. Thank you for the support. You guys are awesome. And we love you. Have a good rest of your weekend. And be nice to this guy. Alright? Be a gentleman. Be a scholar. And we will see you next time. Good night.
All right. Like, ever since I figured out how to block, I'm not having any trouble. You block, hit. Block, hit. Block, hit. Hey! Appreciate... Actually, again with Streamlabs, tell me when... A raid of 187. Whoa! Welcome! Thank you for that raid. Kyle. Skyblivion raid. Nice. That's amazing. Yo, welcome guys to Oblivion. Oblivion stream, that's right. Wow, thank you guys for that raid. Oblivion forever. Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this chat. Oh, holy shit. You ever heard of, I have heard of Skyblivion. It's been a while since I've heard the name Skyblivion, but yes, I have heard of it. It's an alright game, I guess. Oblivion. Wow, wow. Well, welcome to the chat, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I lost my train of thought by all that. Well, expected release 2029.